Hey guys, welcome to the Massive Iron Channel. I'm Steve Shaw. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 reasons why your food choices matter. Before I get into that topic, if you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. The best topic ideas I turn into videos like this. If you've yet to subscribe to my channel, please do, and click the notification bell. It's on one of these sides. I can't figure it out. I'm not Alan Roberts, so forgive me. All right. So, food choices, do they matter? We live in a very interesting landscape in the fitness world where there's a lot of different diet lifestyles, a lot of different eating lifestyles. We have things like if it fits your macros. And when it comes to my own clients that are trying to lose weight, I don't tell them completely to eat whole foods, though I do encourage it for various reasons, which I'll get into in this video. But we have things like if it fits your macros, and we have some folks that, if it fits your macros is not an excuse to abuse food. We all know that. We all know that folks that are involved with if it fits your macros aren't just eating Pop-Tarts all day long. We know that. We're reasonable individuals. We know that for the most part, they're eating whole foods. So, excuse me. With that established, being an old AF son of a gun, I'll be 52 this year. There's a few things that I have learned about food and aging and how food impacts your body that I didn't realize when I was younger. When you're older, your food choices are less forgiving, and it reveals a lot of things to you that you couldn't have paid. It was harder to pay attention to when you're younger because you're at such a great hormonal advantage, or you're exercising a lot, and it just wasn't obvious. So with all that spiel said, I got it written down here. 3 reasons why food choices matter. And I'm talking about why it matters that you should eat single ingredient foods like meats, like fruits, like vegetables, things that don't come from a can, things in our process, things in our fast food contain a lot of junk and oils and all that kind of stuff. Why food choices matter. Number 1, whole foods burn more calories to digest than junk foods or processed foods. There was a study, and I posted this article over at tigerfitness.com, where they took 2 groups of people, I believe it was 18 folks, and they gave them a processed cheese sandwich, and they gave them a Whole Foods cheese sandwich. One group had white bread with fake cheese, and another group had, I believe it was whole grain bread with real cheese. And they found the folks that ate the real food rather than the processed food burned substantially more noticeable amount of calories just digesting their food. Now, this could be for several reasons. Fat is generally easy to digest in any form and doesn't burn a lot of calories. But it probably we can speculate it takes more calories to digest the micronutrients. And we can speculate that it takes more calories to digest food that our body has to process rather than all this shit that's been, pre-processed and just basically enters your system like a ball of sludge or sugar. So the more whole foods you have, the better metabolic advantage it seems to give us, meaning you can eat more. It'll make it harder over the long run to gain that few extra pounds. Now, certainly, it's not going to be a miracle. It's not going to help prevent you from eating 50 or from gaining 50 pounds of weight. But obviously, if you're eating whole foods over processed foods, you're making a better choice. And it's going to be harder to gain weight because it's harder to gain weight eating single ingredient foods. Now, the second reason food choices matter, real foods are more micronutrient dense. Obviously, processed foods are processed. Junk foods are junk foods. They don't generally they're made to be cheap food sources. They're made to be cheap, profitable food sources that taste good. Taste is usually stuffed with sugar, with salt, with all these wild, spicy flavorings, and, with just cheap ingredients. And they might taste good, obviously, but at the end of the day, they're not designed to be micronutrient dense. Putting in micronutrients into a processed food is kind of against what they're trying to accomplish. A processed food is just low cost, it's streamlined. They don't want to add a lot of things into it because it drives costs up. Whole foods have micronutrient density. And when we're looking at our calorie intake each day, we don't just want to look at the calories we take in, but we want to make the most of the micronutrients that we take in as well. What's a micronutrient? Well, a micronutrient is basically vitamins, minerals, and phytochemicals, things that our body needs. I would argue, and this is highly debatable, and you can have your own opinion, and it won't tick me off if you disagree with me, but hey, it's something to think about, that if we're not taking in enough micronutrients, like we're deficient, that it might drive the body to want to eat more so we can get in those micronutrients. So I would say that there's a potential when we undereat micronutrients that it might drive additional hunger. We have to at least consider that possibility. The last reason why food choices matter is that crap foods make you feel crappy and hinder progress. This is something that a lot of younger folks don't realize, but a lot of my clients in their 30s and 40s realize after they've been on a quality diet for a long period of time. I notice this when I eat crap foods the next day when I try to run or try to do physical activity. I just feel like I have some degree of a food hangover, even if I didn't abuse and binge eat. Food choices matter. What you put in your body matters. When you stuff your body with a lot of extra sodium and sugar and flour and all this kind of crap, and then it digests all this junk calories, and you wake up the next day and your body just has to go on this wild roller coaster ride where all these different things are flooding your bloodstream, and your body's trying to process all this stuff at the same time. Generally, it's going to take its toll. It does. When there was a time this week where we went out, we had ran a few 10Ks in a row, and we went out and we had a little bit of ice cream, and I think I had a small bag of chips. I burned like 1,700 calories that day, and I decided to eat a little bit of junk. I had 2 beers, and the next day when I went out and ran, I just feel absolutely like crap. My performance just suffered. So you will notice over time as you age that when you make bad food choices, the next day you do not feel the same. It takes you a while for your body to recover, recuperate, and feel back to normal again. So food choices, you want to stick to about 80 to 90% whole food choices, single ingredient food choices. When you say clean and dirty foods, that gets everybody's panties in a wad, right? So let's just say single ingredient foods, real foods, meats, fruits, vegetables, healthy fat sources, even things like cheese or whatever, things that are micronutrient dense. Make sure you focus on those as much as possible so you feel better, so you help fight off weight gain, and so you're giving your body the materials that it needs to grow. Take your diet beyond the if it fits your macros mindset, and just try to focus more on health and taking care of your body. So guys, hope this video has been of some help. If you have any questions or comments, drop them down below. If you made it this far in this video and have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do. I'd appreciate the support. So guys, as always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.